everyone. Today we're going to be focusing on our shoulders. So the shoulders, upper back, and neck are all areas that we tend to hold a lot of stress, tension, anxiety. So today's video is going to be all about releasing those areas. To get started, you're going to need some kind of belt or strap today. If you don't have a strap, be creative. You can use a towel, you can use a pair of leggings, a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, anything that's a few feet long that you can grab a hold of. You're also going to need a rolled up towel or blanket, roughly this size. So if you need to pause the video and go grab those things, go for it. And then we'll meet back with our strap. And we'll take a seated position. Any seated position, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your knees, you can sit in a chair, or you can actually do this standing. So whatever is most comfortable for you and lets you maintain a long spine. Grab the strap with a really wide grip, so quite a bit wider than your shoulders. And the first thing you're going to do is make tight fists and pull the strap as if you're trying to break it into two pieces. So as if you're trying to rip it in the middle. Pull out to both sides, maintaining that pull. Inhale, lift your hands above your head, and exhale, come back down. So a few times we're going to go up and down, inhaling and exhaling, and make sure you maintain that pull out to both sides. So the pull is what activates the stabilizing muscles around your scapula, and that's what's protecting you from an injury here. It'll let you get a lot deeper into the stretches as well. At the same time, keep a tight fist, activate your forearms. The whole arm is connected here, so we want everything working together. Keep pulling. It doesn't look like much, but if you are really truly pulling towards the left and right with both of your hands, you should start to feel really tired by now. So the back of your shoulder blades, the back of your shoulders should be starting to burn. And relax. Roll out your shoulders a few times. That was more of a warm-up than a stretch, but each time we go through a new sequence, we're going to get a little bit bigger and a little bit more stretchy as we have more heat to enable us to stretch and deeper into the joint. So grab your strap again, make the tight fist, pull left and right, and this time inhale up and maybe exhale back behind you. Really important not to feel any pain here and to not have to arch your back like this to get your hands back there. So if you have to arch your back, maybe skip the backwards drop today. Maybe stick with just forward, up, forward, up. If you need to widen your hands, widen your grip a little bit, that's okay too. Or if you're not feeling it enough, maybe you need a closer grip. If you're not really feeling anything, it feels pretty easy, bring your hands a bit closer. Make sure you're still pulling left and right with both of your hands, still trying to rip your strap in the middle. You're making a tight fist, you're working your shoulders, and at the same time, you're starting to open across the chest, opening around your neck. Relax your shoulders down even as you're working them. So making sure you have space between your ears and your shoulders. Inhaling up, exhaling back down behind you. Keep pulling out to both sides. Don't stop pulling. You should be burning. And take a pause. Take a quick deep breath. Close your eyes. Roll your shoulders out. Notice if you feel like you have less tension or more tension. And we're going to go for the last series. So the last series is going to be a bit more of a free-for-all. So you can go diagonal, you can move side to side. You can start including your spine a little bit here if you want to start arching your back or leaning from one side to the other. Just play with it and do what feels good. The important thing is to maintain the pull. Pulling left and right with your two hands, keeping your shoulders protected, and make sure you're listening to your body, not going in any directions or any angles that start to feel a bit painful. Keep breathing deeply, maybe close your eyes. Feel what feels good here. Play around, explore, go diagonal one way, diagonal the other way. Make a full circle above your head, come forward, go back. Arch your back, tilt from side to side, get into your armpit and your ribs. And keep breathing deeply, keep pulling your hands from side to side. Just a few more seconds here. Do whatever you need to do to even it out. And exhale, relax. You can set your strap over to the side. Take a few moments in your seated position. Roll out your shoulders. Close your eyes. Feel whatever you feel in your shoulders. Sometimes we don't even realize how much tension we hold in these areas until we start stretching them out. All right, sink down into a child's pose. Knees are wide, toes are touching. Take a deep inhale, and on your next exhale, you're going to pass your right arm towards the left. So crossing your right hand under your left armpit, taking a twist and looking under your armpit as well. You can keep your left hand on the ground as a support or lift your hand and exhale the back of your left hand to your lower back, using it kind of as a like a leverage to open the front of your left shoulder as well. If you're feeling comfortable with all of your weight on your right shoulder, just bring the left hand back down and keep using it as a little kickstand. Exhale, bring the left hand down first. Use the left hand to come back to the center. Take a deep breath, neutral. And exhale, this time your left arm crosses over towards the right, looking under your armpit, maybe lifting your right hand, maybe bringing the back of the hand to touch your lower back, palm facing out, twisting your right shoulder back behind you, taking a gentle spinal twist, and at the same time, opening the front of your right shoulder and stretching out the back of your left shoulder. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, bring it down as a kickstand. Come back to the center. Take one deep breath, neutral. Next inhale, start to lift your head. Exhale, come onto all fours, and we're going to move through a few cat-cows. Today, I want you to put a lot more attention on your upper back than your lower back. So we often think of this pose as a lower back stretch or as of starting the movement with your lower back. But today, inhale and press your shoulder blades together, and then exhale, widen your shoulder blades. It might look the same from the outside, but your attention is more focused on how your scapulas are moving and how you're releasing tension in the upper spine than the lumbar spine. Inhaling, opening your chest, pressing your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your spine, widen your shoulder blades, stretch along the back of your upper spine. Maybe start to get a little wild with it, move back and forth, move from side to side. Just play a little bit in your cat-cow pose, do whatever feels good. Keep thinking about our target area. And for the next sequence, you have a choice. You can either drop your hips back and do the same twist that we just did in child's pose, or if you'd like a slightly stronger twist and shoulder stretch, we're going to start from all fours. Inhale your right hand up and exhale your right hand over towards the left side, crossing under your armpit, maybe lifting your left hand, pressing the back of the palm into the lower back, opening your shoulder. It's essentially the same pose that we started with, except that the hips are lifted. Hips stay directly over your knees. Hips are level. Make sure there's no pain in your bottom shoulder. Make sure there's no crunching in your neck. Your neck is relatively free here, not too much weight resting in the head. Keep pressing your left shoulder back and exhale, slowly come out of the pose. Maybe take one cat-cow before moving to the other side. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, pass your left hand over to the right side. Look under your right armpit. Maybe lift your right hand, pressing the back of your hand onto your lower back or onto the back of your hip. On every exhale, rotate your right shoulder back behind you, getting deeper into your twist and getting a deeper stretch in the front of your right shoulder. Back of your left shoulder is supporting you and gently stretching. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, down as a support. Use your hand to lift up and come back onto all fours. One more time, take a cat-cow. Wiggle it out and come back on your knees for a moment. I'm just going to give you a quick reminder of what eagle arms are, Garudasana arms. So we spread our wings wide, press our elbows together, and either bring the backs of our hands together or the palms if they reach. Elbows come up and shoulder blades come down. So remember this, we're going to use this pose in our next series. All right, so from all fours, step your right foot forward into your low lunge. Back knee is down, squeeze your thighs into the midline, and inhale, hands up. Check in with your right knee, make sure it's 90 degrees and not pressing farther forward than your ankle. Press both feet into the floor. Inhale, open your chest, elbows back, cactus your arms, and cross your arms. Right arm on top, hands come together. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, press your shoulder blades down. More space between shoulders and ears. Inhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, and cross your left arm on top this time. Eagle arms with the other arm on top. Inhaling, looking at your forearms, lifting your elbows on your inhale, maintaining the height with your elbows, but pressing your shoulder blades down. Inhale, cactus your arms. Lace your fingers behind your back. Open your chest, stretch across the front of your chest. Press your knuckles towards the ground. If you don't love the hands laced behind your back, maybe grab your forearms or grab your elbows. Also a modification you can take. Keep opening the front of your chest either way, whatever version you choose. Press your tailbone down gently and exhale, hands down to the ground. Inhale and exhale your right hand up to the ceiling. Maybe maintain the hand up or maybe bring the back of your palm to the outside of your left hip, pressing it behind you to open your right shoulder. Neck is long and relaxed. Look down towards the ground if you'd prefer to maintain your neck happy. Neck is relaxed. Inhale, right hand up, and exhale, bring your right hand down to the ground. Come back onto all fours. Sink back into a brief child's pose. Maybe notice the difference between both sides of your body. So we just did one side there. If your shoulders are feeling a bit tired, bring your hands together above your head, elbows are bent, shark fin in your child's pose. This is a really good tricep stretch and a great way to give your shoulders a bit of relief. Take a few deep breaths in your child's pose and prepare yourself to do the other side. Come back up onto all fours. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Check in with your left knee, 90 degrees. Inhale, hands coming up. Exhale, open your chest and eagle arms. Cross them over. Lift your elbows. Press your shoulder blades down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, shoulder blades down. Inhale, release, cactus your arms. Exhale, cross your left arm on top this time. Keep pressing your right hip forward, your left hip back. Squeeze your thighs into the midline. Inhale, cactus your arms. Exhale, lace your fingers. This time the other thumb is on top, so lace your fingers the weird way. Open your chest. Stretch your knuckles down towards the ground. Press your tailbone down. Focusing more sensation on the upper back and the chest than the lower back here. So no dumping into your lower back. And bring your hands down to the ground. Plant your right palm. Exhale your left hand up. Maybe bring your left hand behind your back. Pressing the back of your hand behind your hip to open your left shoulder. Look down towards the ground to relax your neck or look up to the ceiling if that's what you prefer. Neck is long. Keep pressing your right hip forward, left hip back. Both feet are pressing into the ground. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, bring your fingertips down. Curl your toes under. Step forward. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and take a wide leg forward fold. Bend your knees slightly to protect your lower back. Maybe shift from side to side. Grab your elbows. Walk your hands in circles on the floor, whichever version feels best to you today. Relax your spine completely. Head and neck are hanging heavy. And gently sink your hips down into Malasana. So we've taken Malasana a few times together, our squatting pose. Remember, if this position is tough for you, bring your rolled up blanket or your rolled up mat underneath your heels. Knees are wide, palms pressed together at your chest, and use your elbows to press your knees wider. Chest is open. You shouldn't be working too hard to maintain this position. Extend your left hand and exhale your right hand up to the ceiling, taking a gentle twist in your Malasana. Come back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, extend right hand down, left hand up. Make sure your left knee doesn't collapse in. Come back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up. The tricep passes in front of the knee. Come back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, extend your right hand, left hand up. Gentle twist. We're going to do the same twist one more time on each side. You can choose to do the same that we've been doing, or this time take a bind. Bring your right hand behind your back. Pass your left hand around the front of your shin to grab your right hand. So I'll turn a bit here so you can get a better view. Your knees are still wide. Don't let either knee collapse in. Your chest is open. You shouldn't feel any shoulder pain here. Press your right shoulder back. Your left shoulder is far from your ears. There's no tension in your neck. You can look down towards the ground if you prefer. Extend your hand up and come back to the center. Take a deep inhale and exhale, right hand down, left hand up. Maybe turn your left palm facing out. Bring your hand behind your back. Cross your right arm in front of your right knee and around your right knee to grab your fingertips or your wrist of the other hand. Open your chest, press your shoulders back. Maybe look up, maybe look down, and come back to center. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, lean forward, extend your legs, feet are still wide, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, hands come high, and exhale, palms together at your chest. Take a deep inhale and step your left foot back, right foot forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Back foot is on an angle, front foot is facing forward, hips are open towards the left. If you're a hyperextender, bend your right knee a hair. Open your hips, extend your arms, and exhale your left hand behind your back, palm facing out behind you. If you can reach, you can use your other hand as a little helper. If you can reach your thigh with your own hand, grab it. If not, just keep your hand behind your back, palm facing out. Reach forward with your right hand and then come down to bring your hand to rest on your shin or on the floor. Again, make sure there's no hyperextending in your knee. Keep an external rotation of your thigh going on. Activate your back leg. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the mat. Keep rolling your shoulder back behind you. Make sure there's no shoulder pain here, but it is a really great deep stretch into the front of your shoulder. Inhale, peaceful triangle. Reach your right hand up and exhale, come back to the top of your mat. This time, step your right foot back, straighten both legs, bend your front knee one hair, reach your right hand behind your back, maybe grab the front of your left thigh, maybe just keep your hand on your lower back. Reach forward, press your hips back, and come down, triangle pose. Keep rolling your right hip behind you, opening your hips and your chest towards the right. Gently place your hand on your shin or on the ground, whichever is more comfortable for you. Try to maintain length in both sides of your body, so don't crunch the left side of your body shorter. Keep opening your right shoulder behind you, deeply stretching the front of your shoulder. Gently bend your front knee. Inhale, hand up, reach it over your head, and exhale, step forward. Inhale, both hands coming up. Exhale, forward fold, roll down, sink into your forward fold, and step your knees gently down onto the mat. All right, one more time, you're going to need your strap or your towel or your belt, whatever it is. We're going to be taking the arm part of Gomukhasana, bound cow face pose. I'm going to just take whatever seated position is comfortable, but if you'd like to add the legs into the pose, if you're familiar with it, go for it. Grab your strap or your belt with your right hand and bring your right elbow up alongside of your head, alongside your ear. Your hand is reaching back behind you and you're dangling the strap behind you. Twist your left hand out and around to grab the bottom part of the same strap. Now, if you're very flexible, you can do this pose without the strap. If you have very open shoulders, you can just reach for your fingers. I can reach for my fingers, but I find that I get a much better stretch using the strap instead of struggling to maintain my fingers clasped together. I like to be able to really grab onto the strap and pull in both directions. So if you're pretty close, keep the strap. Once you have the posture, keep pressing your right elbow in. Don't let it escape away from your head. You're pulling up with your right hand. You're pulling down with your left hand. And at the same time, you're trying to get your hands closer together. So there's some pushing and pulling going on here. Pulling evenly and gently with both hands, pulling up and down. If you're not feeling enough, you can walk your hands closer together along the strap. Maybe you need to do that anyway as you start to open a bit along the front of your chest and along your right tricep. Keep pressing your right elbow towards your head. And exhale, relax. Again, if there's any pain in any of these postures, listen to that. It's an important pain to listen to. Don't just push through it, but listen to your body. Take a few deep breaths here. And we're going to do the other side. So grab your belt with your left hand. This time your left elbow comes up alongside of your head. Your strap is dangling behind you on the left side. Reach your right hand up, press the palm around and out to grab the bottom part of the strap. Walk your bottom hand up, walk your top hand down until you get to a comfortable position, and then gently start to pull up with your top hand, pull down with your bottom hand. Notice if one side is quite a bit more accessible for you. So this is my tricky side for me. It's very normal to have one side be tighter than the other, and it just means that you need to give a little bit more attention, a little bit more love on that side. Keep breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Your left elbow is pressing in towards your head. It's not escaping out to the side. Keeping it in towards your head will make sure that you're stretching your tricep. And just a few more seconds here. And exhale, relax. Set your strap off to the side. Roll out your shoulders. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. All right, we are going to be coming down onto our back soon, but before we do, make sure you have your rolled up towel or blanket nearby. If you don't have one, you can always roll up the top of your mat a few times. That works too. We're going to need this at the end of our practice, so just have it handy. Very soon you're going to come down onto your back to choose an inversion and maybe a plow pose. The inversions that I'm going to show right now are a bit tricky to be in them and be watching the computer screen. So I'm going to come down and show you the options. Take a look first and then we'll go through them together. So first option, just watching now. First option is to maintain a neutral spine and just extend your legs straight up, feet going towards the ceiling. You still get all the benefits of an inversion here. Option 2 is to lift your hips, bring your hands behind your low back, behind your tailbone. Keep your torso at 45-degree angle and your legs straight up. This is called upside down seal pose. So notice that my body is not in one straight line. That's the third option, our shoulder stand. So our full shoulder stand or candlestick pose is when I'm going to lift my hips even higher. My hands are going to come closer to my upper back than my lower back, and I'm going to maintain a straight line. Make sure that my head and neck are always free. If you'd like, after that, you can come into plow pose. The important part about plow pose is to not crunch into your back. Notice how here I'm falling, I'm crunching, rounding into my spine. Instead, press your tailbone up, lengthen your spine, and try to maintain your back pretty much neutral here. Your hips are pressing up almost as if you want to touch your bum to the ceiling, and your legs, your feet may come down to touch the ground behind you. You can clasp your fingers. You can keep your hands behind your low back as a support. When you're ready to come down, you're going to bend your knees gently and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Again, these poses are fully optional. The benefits of an inversion, if you'd like to just put your legs up into the air or against the wall, you still get the full benefits. Only do the posture that you're comfortable with. So come down onto your back and start by just lifting your feet into the air. Check in with how you feel. And maybe lift your hips up for either an upside down seal pose or a shoulder stand. Bring your elbows in as close to your body as you can. Make sure your neck is comfortable. Make sure it's so important here to not do damage to your cervical spine. So make sure your head and neck are relatively free. No bad weight in them. Maybe lift your hips up even higher into shoulder stand, and maybe, possibly, bring your legs back into your plow pose, halasana. Again, your hands can be supporting your low back. They can be on the ground. They can be clasped. If you have tight ankles and your feet are on the ground, you can point your toes. It's a really great front of the ankle stretch. Take a few deep breaths, and when you're ready to come out of halasana, just listen to your body. You'll know when it's time. Gently bend your knees and roll out one vertebrae at a time without lifting your head. Awesome. Take a moment and then reach for your rolled up blanket or towel, or roll up the top of your mat. We're going to place the roll horizontal under our shoulder blades. So ladies, this is more or less where your bra strap passes. Guys, can't help you very much. You'll just have to wiggle around until you find that spot. But right underneath the pointy part of your shoulder blades, it should be comfortable. Your head and neck should be comfortable on the ground. If you need to put a slightly raised blanket or a pillow or something under your head, that's okay too. Your low back should not feel any pain there. If you'd like to bend your knees, you can always do that. But basically here we're just finishing off by using gravity and our breath and this roll underneath our upper back to really open up our chest one last time. So stay in this position as long as it's comfortable. Find the perfect sweet spot. Stay there for a few minutes. Then take out your roll and finish off your shavasana, your final relaxation pose, without the roll. If you'd like to stay with the roll for most of your shavasana, if it feels really great, that's awesome too. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Shoulders are my specialty, so if you have any questions, please reach out. And if you're looking to strengthen your shoulders, definitely check out my Yoga for Strength Day 6, which was shoulders as well. Awesome. Namaste. Have a great day.